You know what, Sylvia, I think Sylvia took all day today on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to whoop her. But I ain't mad at her. She got to get what she got to get out. She got a channel to it. I'm just trying to do respect because she's been doing and working hard on this R. Kelly case, and I've been giving her all the credit and the space that she needs to get the information out here to the people, and she actually went or whatever. So I stepped back to let my sister shine because she definitely deserved it. Do y'all agree with me? Make sure y'all tell me if y'all agree with me about that, okay? Don't y'all agree with me about Sister Sylvia because she has been doing her due diligence, her and the young lady, when it comes to going to New York and bringing information. So make sure y'all hit the like buttons coming on in, okay? We're not going to be out here long. It's almost 2:30 in the morning. So you know what? Hey, infamous Sylvia ran over. She almost ran 12 hours today, if not longer than that, or it's close to that or something. She been doing her damn thing. She been doing a damn thing. So we can't be getting mad at infamous Sylvia for doing the damn thing, right? We definitely can't do that. So how you guys been today? You know what I'm saying? How y'all been? You know what I'm saying? It's been crazy, but we got a lot to discuss in I'm going to give y'all about 45 minutes or whatever. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm going to try to give y'all 45 minutes because you know I love y'all. You know I love y'all. Hey! Here we go. Okay, here we go. Because we got to talk about some stuff, y'all. We got to talk some shit tonight. Look, let me tell y'all something. I don't give a damn if it is a Monday. It don't mean nothing. I ain't been here in 2 days. I haven't been on here in 2 days. I had been on here since, Saturday night or whatever? Friday night or something? Or something of those. I know I took a couple days off. You know, I got to take a couple days off or whatever. But, did y'all hear what that girl said on Infamous Sylvia just a few minutes ago? Oh, my God. All that. CANNICK is still trapping people in the stand. I don't think that the prosecution is telling the people that CANNICK is trapping their asses like a fucking bug, a trap, okay? I mean, these people must not be watching YouTube to get their ass on there, or they just want some fame. They just want some type of recognition, okay? Because the boy said his thing fell out of his pants and that R. Kelly sucked. That what she said the boy said. That what she said the boy said. I'm going by third-party information. Okay, I haven't confirmed this, but that's what the young lady said. The young lady said that was actually there taking notes, okay? And she said that his thing just so happened to slip out. And just so happened to, R. Kelly just dropped something. Oh, let me drop something. I think, that's your thing? Oh, I think I dropped something. Like anything it pertains to sex, like this man just can't help it. Whether it's women or men or anything like that. Like this is the most craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. And what makes it so bad about it, almost like the Michael Jackson thing, it's almost like they threw a little bit of Bill in there. They threw a little bit of Michael Jackson in there. Then they threw his old case in there. Like they threw all kinds of shit. Then some movies in there. Like they really trying to dirty him up. Like really trying to dirty him up. And I hope if the prosecutor or the defense, okay, I hope if the defense sees this, I hope the defense actually get down and gritty and dirty these witnesses up. I mean, these accusers and everything need to get dirty up. Stop with all the victim shaming. You cannot sit up here and help your client if you are scared of this victim shaming shit. Dirty they ass up like the lawyer said on Infamous Sylvia the other night. He said you can't be scared to dirty they ass up. He said it because I would have asked Geronda. As much as she said she was sucking out, I'm like, you liked it, didn't you? Didn't you like that? You loved his penis in your mouth. That's why you always was on there. Your face stayed in the man's lap, right? Right? I mean, didn't you just testify that you came over and he said, not today? He was tired. He was tired of your face in this damn lap. Am I right or wrong? I mean, like the girl just sucked this. The girl done sucked herself to death. I mean, I tell you one thing, her husband might love her. Because, I mean, that's a sucking child. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why she didn't have no damn pictures of no bumps in her mouth as much as she's saying that she had it on her coochie. I don't get it. I just don't get it because your lips stayed on his penis more than your damn vagina. Jesus, get your Rhonda, stop. You kiss on them babies with that mouth. Anyways, let's just, please Please make sure y'all hit the like button coming on in. Please make sure it's 30 of y'all in there and there's 67 in the bushes. Okay, we know it's late at night. People got to go to work. We're not going to probably have a huge crowd. But then again, we do have a midnight crowd. This is the internet and it never sleeps, right? Okay, so let me get into it with some people. Charlie Reed, Trokey, K-Baby. Hey, Andrea, Task, Grand Juries. What's going on? Sheila. Oh, y'all in here tonight. Lovable Leo, Sharia, Shaniqua. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Y'all are in here tonight. Okay, so I wanted to sit up there and talk about that. I was like, wait a minute. Now, we done read Azriel first part, but we didn't read day 2 and 3 of Azriel because the simple fact is it is under seal, okay? The judge has stopped it because, you know, the last time they took notes last week when infamous Sylvia and Dottie was down at the courthouse, they actually told us what was said, and they allowed some videos to be played from President where Azriel was saying something contrary to what she told the prosecution. Then she indicated that the prosecution was lying. Then her words was not lining up to what she was saying. And also that. And I think these young people think this is a joke. I think they think this is a joke. This is not a joke. Okay? And they just don't care. They just like, oh, well, I don't care. She just want this music career all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, Larry. Hey, Jacinta. How you doing? Demetra, what's going on? Kamonica. Oh, my goodness. Y'all in here. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that all this didn't happen? Like, when we was reading Azriel, and I was over there reading it today, okay? And I was reading it for a few hours, and some other people, and shout out to Randa. She was reading for hours at a time. She took like maybe a 30, 40-minute break, but she had to go back and read, and that was a long read. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm saying now, you know you painting yourself. They try to make you as if you're innocent. You're 17, like you don't know no better. But you, is the way they painted you is like you the dumbest 17-year-old in the world. Yeah, they didn't help you with your reputation at all. And if you that end of being legal, then that means you're not going to be that smart that quick if they painted a picture of you being that dumb that long. They had you 17 for 5 years, Azriel. And every time they sat up there and talk about you, they were saying you was 5 years. And all this happened in 5 years when you was still 17. You was 17 for 5 fucking years, Azriel. And you was the dumbest 17-year-old from what the prosecution painted. I'm not saying this. I'm saying the picture that the prosecution painted of you was that you was a dumbass 17-year-old for 5 years. That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I'm saying. They said you was 17 for 5 years. That's what they said. I spent 5 wouldn't say nothing like that. I just was like, oh my God, this child, he made me eat shit. Like, did you ever contest anything? But you contested when you wanted to contest. Y'all got into an argument when you wanted to argue with him. But you wouldn't argue with him when it came to eating shit. You wouldn't argue with him when it came to spanking me. You didn't say, nigga, you put your hands on me. And I'm going to put my hands back on you. You didn't say that. No. Because you're only 4'11" and he's 6'2". But that don't mean anything. Because let me tell you something. As small and short as you is, you down there where the key areas at. Okay? You down there. You can be punching them nuts, but all you was doing was sucking on them too. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Whew. I don't know what the hell going on with it. I don't know what's going on with y'all. I mean, good God almighty. I mean, what you say, pretty brown eyes? Hell, no, eating shit, and I'm. You know what? I wouldn't even eat shit like you. If I did eat shit, you go kiss me after I eat shit. You really go kiss me after that, cause I don't think nobody love you like that. Look, they said the man and nobody. You know what? This is overdone. This is why I don't believe it, because it's overly done. He hog-tied people, allegedly. All this is what I'm finna say is alleged. He allegedly hog-tied people, starved people, kidnapped people, make them eat shit, peed on people, like underage girls, even though they lied about their age, okay? Now he's gay. He's sucking dick. He don't pay people. What else did the man do? What else did they say R. Kelly do, y'all? What else did they say he do? They say he did that. We got the hog tie. We got the underage sex. What else they say? Pee, eating shit, beating with a shoe, beating, spanking. Y'all watching too much motherfucking TV. Y'all watching too much goddamn TV. I don't understand. I don't understand this. So you was taking all this abuse, but you was getting what in return? Shopping spree. So you took all this for some shopping sprees for, like, what? Drug dealer. Yes, he's a drug dealer now. Okay, he's a drug dealer. And I think they get some of this stuff off YouTube. I really do. I really, really do. I think they twisting people's stuff. It sounds so far-fetched. When you listen to it and when they were saying this shit last year and the year before last, people were saying this. But a lot of you people are new. You people got to know now that shit sounds so far-fetched. Like, no, hell no, y'all lying. Y'all got to be lying. Now, the John Doe's ain't said shit forever. At the end, just a couple months before trial started, the John Doe's came out. And then the guy who sat up there and supposed to have Azrael flipped on R. Kelly, who in jail now, he said something about some John Doe's back then. How did he know about the John Doe? How did he know about the John Doe's? How he know about it? I want to know how you know about it. I want to know why the hell the FBI and Homeland Security are not investigating some of these parents. Now, it was told to my attention that Tim Savage is trying to stop Joy from testifying. Yeah. Now, what I find interesting is when we talk about stuff and say things, they say that's witness intimidation. Trying to stop her from testifying ain't witness intimidation on his behalf. That ain't witness intimidation when it comes to him. But when it comes of us YouTubers, it's witness intimidation. Yeah, I seen the video. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. Yeah, I got to stop her from testifying. Wait a minute, you said you want your daughter back. You claim you want your daughter back like the other guy claimed he wanted his daughter back. He got his daughter back and put her naked on the internet. Why you want your daughter back? Now you ain't saying you want your daughter back. Oh, I got to stop her from testifying. Why? She been with him for 20 years and she still ain't talking to you. You ain't there to get her to talk to her. You there to stop her. You thinking you can stop her. Do you really think that she ain't talked to you in years because you sat up there and put her information out there or said some negative things to the world and came after the man she loved and you wouldn't even apologize and you still going on with the shenanigans and the BS, but you love her so much. You want her home so much. You would think that if you wanted her home, you would stop talking about her man. Have they ever came to your, thought process? Have they ever came to the fact that my daughter loved this man? Maybe if I stop talking about him, maybe if Gerald Griggs stopped talking about him, maybe she would just maybe come home or even at least open to talk to you. But you keep going after the man she loves. You told the world that the girl was brainwashed even though she's fully an adult. Make a decision, and any decision she don't like, you thinking she brainwashed. So you told the world she's stupid, basically, ain't got no mind, can't think for herself, got the herpes. You done just told all the girls' business, and yet you think she want to talk to you. And yet you think that you ain't talked to her in so many years or whatever, but when she come to the courthouse in New York, you think you just going to have all that time to stop her from testifying. You really, really think that? You really think that's going to happen? I tell you the truth. I just don't understand it. I don't understand how these people think that is possible. I just don't understand it. But they say CANNICK is knocking them down. He's striking them out. Solid bowling ball. You know, for those of you who are new, you need to go back and read and listen to my number 6. I talk about feathers and bowling balls. I think Cannon might be a bona fide. I don't know. But you know what, though? We can't get over beside ourselves because here's the thing. There are people who get locked up every day, even though their witnesses are not credible. All because people have personal beliefs and perception or what a person was or what they believe a person is to do or from back then. That is the issue. That is a problem. This is why I advocate for and talk about injustice a lot on my channel. You got a lot of people say they for injustice or they fight against injustice or they giving you news on injustice when in fact they're doing it for money. But me personally, I am doing it from my heart. I have other videos that I have done with people who are non-celebrities, but right now, R. Kelly is the one who's fighting for his life. He's currently on trial. It's going to probably be in the next few weeks where he's going to be on trial, where we have people saying some really crazy things. They get on the stand. We got people there taking notes. Mainstream media don't tell you that. They make him look bad in every light possible. I don't need you to make black people look bad. Y'all been doing that forever. When it comes to reporting the news in any urban area, y'all been making us look the worst forever and not reporting out there where the white people at. You have been biased forever. And it's up to us to make them and stop them from being that way. Because that's what they do. Anytime the news give you the same story or similar stories and it's always for the prosecution, you need to say that can't be possible. That can't be possible. That can't be. You need to ask, you want to know the defendant's side. You want to know. No, don't tell me one thing. Tell me everything that the defense is saying in rebut to what the prosecution is saying. I need to know that. You done said for 2.5 years, you done said on the documentary that this man was a monster. You have said that. You have said and reported this man is a monster. You have said that. So, and you keep reporting that. But what is the defense? Because the man ain't going to sit up here and go through a whole trial and just getting beat up all the way to the end. Like, what is really happening? What is really happening? Because the problem is that the Me Too movement has invaded our court system. Because if you people realize and hear what it is that was said actually from both sides, and particularly the defense, and this man still get locked up, you should be upset and angry at that. Not because you believe R. Kelly or you're a fan of R. Kelly like people think. I'm not. They will tell you we are, but we're not. When you see injustice, you want to bring awareness to it so you can fight it. It's not just with the police like people want you to see. People on these internet streets will only show you about a police shooting or a police beating. They won't tell you about the legal system. They won't tell you about the prosecution's office or the chambers. It's the whole judicial system that happens when it pertains to injustice with our people. I've spoken about the police brutalities. I've spoken about the Innocent Project. I've spoken about many different things that have happened throughout life of Black people history. And yet we have a whole lot of organizations. I'm not looking at the chat right now because I need to get this out. We have a whole lot of organizations that is really becoming lucrative and benefiting money and not even giving to the people who they say that they're claiming. And yet they found a way of a new hustle. They found a way to tap into people's emotion because they know you are damaged. They know you and what you're lacking. So what can you do? We're going to get you to protect us because of what happened to you. And we know because it happened to you, you're going to go hard for it. And you are not going to be able to differentiate who's lying and who's telling the truth because we took your story and we magnify it with some false groupies, disgruntled groupies, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference because you're going to look at this little brown girl as being you when in fact she has been hired to take your story for profit. And these are the things that you don't get, that Spittinfire, me, have been telling you for 3 whole years. 3 whole years. And this is why I advocate for men. Not because of the simple fact is I don't believe women, but how do you just believe women? Are we saying that women don't lie? We have all these different witnesses that came into the courthouse today and yesterday and last week and when the week before when the opening trial first started. And they've been knocking them down, and it's making sense. Not for the fact that me, who's not a fan of R. Kelly, but as a potential juror that I could have been. So if it's not making sense to me, and I'm optimistic, I've always told you, I want to be open to change my mind when it's proven to do so. I don't look at what the indictment says. I don't look at what the prosecution says. I look at the whole legal system, from the arrest to the charges, organizations, what has been said, how it's been done, what has been proven, what has not been proven. So far, they're supposed to have so many tapes. All that we know is that people testifying that these tapes exist. But yet, we haven't seen any tapes. And the only tape that we did see was the one that the judge allowed in for the defense. And during this trial, because it's been a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, that this trial has went on, the defense has been knocking down the prosecution's witnesses. And I want not the government to think it's a game, because if you Homeland Security, if you FBI, we pay taxes. Now, we have a young woman who testified that her parents was behind this. We need you guys to not be worried about the golden goose that you're supposed to be protecting or cracking down on human trafficking, but to get those who are actually responsible for trafficking, if trafficking exists. But you don't do that. You want to get who you want to get, and that is a problem. Because too many of people who brown like me are in there for crimes that they didn't commit. Every day we hear about the Innocent Project, Kim Kardashian. We heard about Cynthia Brown and all these other people that have been locked up unjust. Kwame. And if they did commit a crime, the sentencing was so severe that it didn't fit the punishment. So you want to believe that this man had this career and all this was going on, but at the same time they say he was in the studio 16 to 18 hours of a day. That he would always be in the studio, that he was a workaholic. He was really adamant about being in the studio. People would say, even other professionals and celebrities would say, he's a workaholic. He took his craft very seriously. And yet, you want me to believe that you or these people didn't want to do any of the sexual favors that they have testified to. Are you saying that you don't have to be in control of your own mind? Are you saying that being a victim is okay? Are you saying that playing victim is cute? What exactly are you saying when you get up on that stand and you say he made you eat shit? What is it that you're saying to America? What is it that you're saying? Are you saying that he manipulated them? Or are you saying that they're weak and can't think? Because if somebody can make you eat shit for many times that you did it, every day that you do it, as much and bad as it stinks, can come into your life just because they're a celebrity and make you eat it, that changes everything. Then all of a sudden you get the heart to walk away. All of a sudden you get the courage to come forward when in fact you didn't come forward for many years before. It's so funny how a lot of you get the courage to come forward, and have to contact other people to come forward when in fact that these recent allegations been out 2 or 3 extra years. Why the extra 3 or 4 years then for you to come forward? I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding how we as society sit up there and say they're victims, they're intimidating the witnesses, they're victims, contacting prosecutors, telling prosecutors things like this without giving this man the assumption or that he's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. All because a lot of things of what happened to you. But I found out that a lot of the people who think R. Kelly is guilty is those who are very much damaged. These are victims for real. And they don't have the heart to go after who victimized them, but they use him as a way to give them a false sense of satisfaction. And the thing of that is strictly a facade. Because if the Me Too movement hadn't given you any courage to go after who victimized you, but they want you to go after and support those who said they were victimized by celebrities. Do you get what I'm going with this? So what I'm saying to you is, if you're supposed to have the courage to come forward and speak on who victimized you per Me Too, then why isn't there an increase in those every day who's been victimized? Why don't you have the courage to go after that uncle, that school teacher, that coach, the friend of the family, the aunt, your mother's friend, anyone? You don't. But when it's a celebrity, you always just believe it. Why are we so damaged that we want to see our stars fall? Not fall because the things are true, but we want them to fall for revenge of what really happened to you. See, the problem with that is, and this is just spitting fire, take on some things. The problem with that is that you going to sit up there and have all your stars falling? Well, you'll be like Chicken Little. The sky's going to fall as well. So I'm just wanting everyone to understand something. The stuff that you've seen and heard throughout these blogs, we're giving you what the defense is not allowed to be shared with the world. We want you as Black people to be optimistic about your own men and people. We don't want you to say or just believe women. Everyone, woman or man, tells a story. In other words, what we say, a lie. They do it every day. Because if they didn't lie or commit crimes, they wouldn't have women prisons too. Do you understand? Just like the woman who drowned her kids 20 years ago, ran them into the water and said a Black man did it. She lied. But women don't lie. Oh, but only when it comes to sexual assault, a woman would never lie. Well, I think Brian Banks would say something contrary to that. Because he spent 7 years in prison, almost lost his football scholarship because some young girl lied. And you know what? That young girl was a little brown girl in the neighborhood. And yet, we have these people coming after celebrities. And they go on these talk shows, do all this documentary, speak and everything else on the talk show, and they make up a damn documentary called Surviving R. Kelly. But the problem I have with that is the fact that they didn't vet none of these people. What you out there really don't know is that many of those people have criminal backgrounds. And one man in particular who spoke very ill of R. Kelly many times has been accused of rape, pleaded guilty to a lesser charge. And he went on a syndicated radio station that he is podcasting all the time to say that he was vindicated. But in fact, he wasn't. He pled guilty to a lesser charge. And when that young lady seen him on that show and was upset that he had the audacity to say that he helping little Black girls when in fact he raped her. And when I say raped, I don't mean that she went on vacation with him. Her mother signed a permission slip to go on tour with him. I mean, going to a party, thinking you're having a good time as a teen, you being drugged, he admitted he drugged you, you don't remember what happened, you wake up naked only to realize you're sore, your mother immediately does what mother's supposed to do. She didn't wait 10, 20 years. She took you to the doctor. She called the police. The police did exactly what they were supposed to do. Went back to the crime scene, did a forensic testing. And what did the medical report show? The medical report showed that there was trauma. There was abuse. Something that is on the grounds of, yes, this young lady has been raped. Interesting. And yet her rapist is in Surviving R. Kelly. And nobody is contacting the University of Georgia. Oh, you wonder why I contact the University of Georgia? Because the University of Georgia is the one who gave the award to the Surviving R. Kelly when it aired. Remember? When all of them was on award shows. To pull back that award. No one has wrote Lifetime or Netflix to demand that that be taken off the air. Not because you support R. Kelly, but because a man who pled guilty to a lesser charge is in a documentary where they're supposed to be victims. And yet the woman who is the founder of the Me Too movement was right there in that very same documentary. And when Jessica reached out to that foundation, they ignored her. Why? Because they were working together to take down R. Kelly. But she said she was helping little black girls in the neighborhood. And at the time, the guy who raped her was nowhere near a celebrity. Not even the celebrity he is today. And nowhere near the celebrity R. Kelly is yesterday and today. And no one is saying anything about it. No one is demanding that to be taken down like Neverland was done with Michael Jackson. His estate sued. They won $100 million lawsuit against HBO. And you use women to do so. Yeah, Oprah, Tarana Burke was in the audience. She hurried up and took it down off her site. And then she don't speak on it as if it never happens. You don't get an apology. You don't get none of that. I think we need to demand apology. Not just the fact that he was awarded $100 million for the HBO Neverland documentary, but to sit up there and publicly slander someone's name even after death, their legacy, to where all the museums had to put back all his memorabilia. So that being said, now that we know what's going on with this R. Kelly situation and that some of these people were criminals themselves and charged with sexual mishap themselves, and a lot of these alleged accusers have criminal backgrounds. Not 1, 2, 3, but some of them have 5 arrests. Some of them have stole millions of dollars worth of things from him, thousands of dollars worth of things from him. Some of them have even been kicked out his last court proceedings. Yeah, this is true, for perjury. And yet, he let them back in his life. What is it that says about a person who is that needy? It says to me that that person is lonely, real lonely. And the thought of having nobody, he would have people back in his life that backstabbed him. Then you have people that sit up there and he worked with them, but yet they scorn because they did not have the career that they wanted to have. They weren't the next Aaliyah. But that's not his fault, is it? I mean, we know that R. Kelly started Aaliyah's career. I mean, that cannot be ignored. But then everybody want to say, oh, he married her. That's not what she said before her demise. Do we take her word that that's all we have left, or do we take the word of another convict whose testimony was all over the place? We read the transcript. It was hard to even follow. Do we just want a man to go to jail because we cannot decipher what is the truth because we already had our mind made up about him? Like, a lot of you already had your mind made up. And even though you hear the truth, it's so hard for you to let it go like you were wrong. Why do we have a hard problem admitting we could be wrong? And if we are wrong, why don't we fight for the truth? Why do we see a man in the court proceedings fighting for his life and we just like, oh, well. But if he got beat down by the police, by a white man in a uniform, you raise hell. What is the difference? They both work for the legal system. I think we as Black America really need to look at ourselves. We need to know that hypocrisy, to stop it, first we got to look in the mirror, as Michael said. It all starts with us. So thank y'all for listening to Spitting Fire. This is my take on it. This is my 45 minutes. Fire out. Peace.